Aloha and welcome. I welcome you to your practice, onto your mat. Allow yourself to get seated and get rooted into your space. Allow yourself to find a few rounds of breath before we begin. And when you are ready, you can inhale to lift the arms up overhead, press the hands at the top, and exhale, bring the hands down, heart center. 2 more times, inhaling, reaching high into the sky. The exhale to bring the hands down, heart center. Last one, the inhale, reach tall, scoop up the energy around you, touch the hands at the top. The exhale, bring the hands down, heart center. Find a breath here, setting your intention for your practice. And the reach up with both hands to breathe into the sides bodies. The exhale to touch down with that right hand and walk that hand away to press the floor away and reach the left fingertips up overhead, breathing into the side body, rooting through that left hip, looking up to the sky or down to the earth. The inhale to sweep your way back up to center. The exhale to touch down with the left hand. Walk the fingertips away to press the floor away. Reach overhead with the right hand. Look up to the sky or down to the earth. Breathe into that side body. Inhaling, sweeping up to center. The exhale to bring the hands down in front of you to walk them up towards the top of the mat and press the hips back. And then allow yourself to rest here for a couple rounds of breath where the jaw can release and the neck can rest. Eventually starting to inhale and pull your way forward into all fours, that tabletop position where the hands are underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips, and make a few passes through this cat-cow as you inhale. Reach the heart forward, lift the crown, lift the tailbone. As you exhale, round through the back body, separate the shoulder blades, draw the belly button in towards the spine. Allow the head to release and rest down to find some length in the spine, both directions. And then gently start to curl the right toes, press the foot back, lift it up, and then as you exhale, start to bend the knee, open it out to the side, and draw it into the center. The inhale to press it away, the exhale to open it out to the side, draw it into the elbow, into the center. The inhale to lengthen, the exhale to round in. And get more into this right hip. And allow yourself to come down back to center, moving through the hips to find that neutrality, and then find the other side, the left leg lifting up on the inhale, the exhale to open it out to the side, draw it into the elbow, into the center. The inhale, press it away, the exhale to draw it in. Reaching and lengthening on the inhales, rounding in on the exhales. And then allow it to come back down next to the right leg. Wiggle the hips left and right. Press the hips back for a child's pose. Place the hands either facing up or bring them down to either side to rest the shoulders, rest the wrists. Allow the forehead to touch down onto the mat. Take a breath. And then starting to bring yourself back into the all fours, begin to curl toes, lift the hips up and back, and find that downward dog. Somewhere where you can walk the dog, pedal the knees out, find the length in the entire back body from crown up to the tailbone, down to the heels. And then inhale, lift the right leg high into the sky. The exhale to step it forward, find a high lunge, pressing through that right foot, engage through the inner thighs, lift up on an inhale, reach the arms up. And then the exhale to sink the hips lower, bend the elbows, open the heart, lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades together. The inhale, lift up. The exhale, bend the elbows, cactus arms. Inhale, reach up and lengthen. Exhale, bend the elbows. This time inhaling to lengthen, and then the exhale to open up into that warrior two. Sink that left hip opening so that the left heel comes down. The right knee stays bent. Open the hips out to the side. Look over that front hand. Flip the front palm, and then start to inhale, lift up that hand so that the left hand can come around the back body. Find that length in the front body. And then your exhale next to bring that left hand overhead to touch down that elbow onto that right leg. The inhale to come back up to center, straighten through the front leg. Reach forward with the right hand, reaching, and then the exhale to lower down into this triangle where you're reaching the left hand up, lowering the right hand down towards the floor, either touching down onto the shin or onto a block or the floor, somewhere where you can press the back body onto an invisible wall behind you. And then inhale, lift up to center. The exhale to cartwheel the hands, press back into that three-legged dog with the right leg lifting, and then come down into your downward dog. Inhale to lift up the left leg high into the sky. The exhale to bend the knee, draw it in, step it through to lift up with an inhale up into that lunge, lifting up the fingertips, keeping the shoulders releasing down. And then the exhale to bend the elbows, open up through the heart, draw the shoulder blades together. The inhale to lift up and lengthen. The exhale to melt the hips down a little bit more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the elbows. This time, inhaling to lift up and lengthen. And then the exhale to open up into that warrior two, to step down with that right heel, open up with the right hip, bend through the front leg. And then flip that front palm, inhale, sweep that hand up, allow the right hand to come around to the back body, reach so that you're breathing into the front body here. Keeping that front leg bent. And then the exhale next to come forward, taking that elbow down to the front leg and reaching overhead with the right hand, finding that length in the side body, pressing through the outside edge of that back foot as much as you're reaching through the fingertips. And then inhale, sweep your way back up into that triangle so that you can straighten through the front leg, reach on an inhale, reach, and then exhale, take that hand down to a block or to the shin or to the mat, somewhere where you can keep that back body pressing onto the invisible wall and lengthen into both sides bodies. Reach up with that right hand, inhale, lift up, exhale, start to cartwheel. Lift up with the inhale with that three-legged dog, and then the exhale to touch down into your downward dog. The inhale, pull forward for plank. The exhale, press back for downward dog. 2 more times. Inhale for plank. Exhale, downward dog. And then find that in-breath to walk your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Release the breath completely out. Let the head release, the neck relax, and then inhale, press your way all the way to stand. Bring the arms up and hands together. Exhale, bring hands down in front of the heart center. Find your Tadasana, your rooting pose, lifting up with the crown, reaching down with the tailbone. Your in-breath to find your flow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale to halfway lift. The hands connect to the shins or the mat. Exhale to fold, touch the hands down, step, jump, walk your way into the plank of your choice, knees up or knees down. And then the exhale to chaturanga your way down to the mat. Inhale to lift up to cobra, upward facing dog, and then the exhale to press back into that downward dog. And go ahead and take the knees as wide as the sticky mat, toes to touch, press the hips back towards the heels, find a restful child's pose. Maybe taking the arms down to either side here, or keeping them up at the top of the mat, somewhere where you can let the head rest and release, the forehead touching onto the mat or to a block. Returning the hands back to the top of the mat and then pressing your way up to sit on your heels in a hero pose. If you have a block, you can sit the sits bones on the block. And then start to bring the shoulder blades more together, interlace the fingers back behind you, lift up with the crown, root down through the tailbone, and then start to exhale and maybe fold your way forward as the palms press more together off of the back body, reaching the arms back. And then find the inhale to lift your way back up to center. Bring the arms out in front of you, the hands flipping up, the palms opening to the sky. Take a breath. And then Gently start to bring the feet out in front of you, come to the center of your mat, and bring the knees in towards you to lift up with the crown root down through the tailbone, hug onto the legs, finding that length of the spine here. And then gently release your way all the way onto your back body, keeping the knees bent, the heels drawing closer to the body, the fingertips reaching for the heels as the palms press down, the feet press down and away, and the inhale to float the hips up to the sky, release through the glutes. Find this bridge pose somewhere where the throat stays open to allow the breath to come into the belly. Keep pressing into the palms and into the bottoms of the feet. Maybe interlace the fingers underneath of you, or walk the shoulder blades closer together. And then release that clasp and lower the hips down to the earth once again. And walk the feet apart, the knees to touch. Windshield wipers left and right, taking the knees over to the right. The inhale to float back up to center. The exhale over to the other side, moving with your breath. A few more passes back and forth. And then draw the knees in towards the chest. Release the legs long onto the mat. Come into your final resting pose, this Shavasana, somewhere where your body can come into stillness. Maybe the palms face up. Allow yourself this moment of complete relaxation and surrender to integrate your practice. Beginning to bring your awareness back into this place. Starting to wiggle the fingertips, move the toes. Observe the body as you start to move and reach the arms overhead, stretching from head to toe, fingertips to feet. And then draw the knees in towards the body. Give yourself that gentle hug, an embrace of love and kindness for yourself, just as you are. And as you're ready, rocking from side to side and end up on your favorite side, to take pause, noticing this perspective and purposefully rising up to sit up, to connect the sits bones to the earth and lift the crown up to the sky. Find that comfortable, easy pose. Allow the hands to come together in front of the heart center. Take a couple rounds of breath here, waking up the body, coming back into this moment, this present moment again and again. Bowing the chin to the chest. I thank you so much for tuning in and allowing me to guide you in this practice. Namaste.